Hello students, welcome to Math 110. My name is Sarah Hagan. I will be the professor for this class. And this video is just to give you an orientation to how we're going to work through the material in Math 110. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. I have some slides prepared. All right, yeah, welcome. So first I want to discuss what are we even doing here? Why are you taking this class? Well, we're here because mathematics is the sharpest tool humanity has for understanding the universe. That is why we make students take math classes. It's actually really philosophically deep if you think about it. But okay, what about this class in particular? Well, this specific class is designed to help you do two things. One, build your mathematical confidence. Two, learn skills that you're actually going to use in your everyday life. This is one comment that I get every time I teach this class. It's like, well, that was actually useful. So hopefully you will feel that too. This course structure is somewhat unique, and so I really want to spend a little bit of time discussing it, especially because this is an asynchronous course, which means we don't have any timed class meetings. But even though we aren't meeting at any regular times, every week you will have 3 assignments due. And those assignments are due at the same time every week. So every Wednesday, you will have a set of practice problems due. So there will be readings assigned and optional videos to watch that go along with the readings, and then practice problems. And so every Wednesday night at midnight, you have to turn in these practice problems. And then after those practice problems are due, I will post solutions to the practice problems. And then on Friday, you will be asked to write reflections on the problems that you missed in the practice problems. So these 2 assignments, due every Wednesday and every Friday, are graded for completion, essentially, or effort. Yes, so this is your chance to make mistakes in a safe zone. So you're not going to get penalized for making mistakes, although I suppose I may penalize you if it seems like you just wrote something in and didn't really try the problems. But in general, these are graded for effort. The practice problems are graded for effort, and then your reflections, which I have detailed instructions about how I want you to do your reflections, those are also graded for effort. And so every Wednesday, practice. Every Friday, reflect on how your practice went. And then every Sunday, that's game time. That's when you have homework due. There's no redoing it. This is your chance to show me that you actually learned from your reading and from your practice and from your reflection. Now, a question I often get is, do I give extensions? And for practice problems and reflections, I do not give extensions. They are there to keep you on task and to help you learn in a timely manner. And they are set up so that you learn. Now, the practice problems, they're due every Wednesday, and then they're due Wednesday at midnight, and then Thursday morning at 12:01 a.m., so a minute after the assignments are due, I post solutions, at which point there's no point in granting an extension for the practice problem. The solutions have already been posted. And then the reflections, these need to be done in time for you to complete the homework successfully. And so, again, no extension on the reflections. But I get it, things come up. And so your lowest practice problem and reflection scores will be dropped. So if one week you get scheduled at work, overloaded, or something comes up, and I know something comes up, your lowest practice problems and reflection scores will be dropped. Your lowest one for each. So you basically get a no questions asked freebie. And then in general, unless Arrangements are made with me. Late work will just be given half credit. So, okay, you will have a weekly schedule of due dates that I just kind of uh, organized it all here for you. So, including week one. So, Wednesday of week one, you do have practice problems due on Wednesday, and a little discussion post actually. Friday, you will have reflections due. And then on Sunday, your homework will be due. And then the same for week 2 and week 3. So another just detail I want to talk about for a moment is what your grade breakdown is. So these practice problems are 15% of your grade, and the reflections are 15% of your grade. Which I hope makes it seem, I guess, conveys to you that I do think these are very important assignments. And then the weekly homework where you prove that you've learned what I asked you to learn, that's 30% of your grade. And then you have 2 projects, and these projects will take the place of a midterm and a final. So project 1 will be in week 5, and project 2 will be week 10 and finals week. Yeah, these projects are intended to have you take the things that we learned in this class so far and apply them to your own lives. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say about these projects. Oh, yeah. So even though in, say, week 5, there aren't any, we're not covering any new parts of the book, we still have something due every Wednesday and Friday. So project 1 is in week 5. You're going to have an assignment due Wednesday that's going to help you make progress on the project, and you're going to have an assignment due Friday that's going to help you make progress on the project. And then the project will be due Sunday of week 5. Okay, at this point I want to do a Canvas walkthrough because that's where the course is. The course lives on Canvas, so let's take a look. I'm going to stop sharing my slides and take a moment to share the Canvas page. So this is close to what your Canvas homepage will look like, except it won't say dev here. It says that because this is for me, it's my course development page, but your Canvas should look something like this. So it'll land you on this welcome page. Hi, I'm Sarah, the instructor. Oh yeah, in email or whatever, you can feel free to call me Sarah. I guess if, unless you're asking for a favor, then it never hurts to call me Dr. Hagen or Professor Hagen. But in general, calling me Sarah in communication is fine. You can email me through my Woo email or just the built-in Canvas function, and I try to respond decently quickly. Like I say 24 hours here on weekdays, but it's usually much quicker. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. If you do want to know a little bit more about me, I've included my personal website here, so you can learn a little bit more if you'd like. But okay, this is just the landing page. I guess I direct you to the syllabus, which is here, and this is all in capital letters right here because yeah, it's really important. You click on Canvas, you end up here, but if you're not sure what to do, go to the modules. So let's click on modules. You might even want to like bookmark the modules page, since this is really where you're going to be going. So, okay, this is a modules page. Hopefully this isn't the first class you've had in Canvas, and so you've kind of seen something like this before. I have the modules broken down by week to help you organize your time. But let's begin with this Start Here module. So this is actually to be completed before you do any of the like weekly tasks that I was talking about, your Wednesday, Friday, Sunday schedule. This is just to help you get oriented. So this Start Here module is just an information dump, essentially. but let's go through it. So let's click on this. Welcome. All right, so I say welcome. The video you were watching will be linked here. So meta. All right, and then I have a little recap of the video, which is essentially like starting week 1. You have something due every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And you should start working on it Monday of week 1. You should start working. Okay, so that's just like a little welcome thing. And you should go back through Canvas yourself and take time to read through all of this. This class has a free textbook. It comes in the form of a PDF. It's written by Dr. Leanne Merrill, who's a professor here at WU, edited by yours truly. So I suppose don't badmouth the book too much to me because I am a little bit invested in it. But yes, the textbook is free. It is a PDF is linked here. There is no printed version of the book. So if you want to print it, you may. It's a open source book. So you can print it without worrying about copyright issues, but there is no printed version to buy. And then here's a playlist of accompanying videos that were created by the author of the textbook. So these videos were not created by me. All right, office hours and other resources. So, okay, we're not meeting synchronously, but I will hold synchronous office hours. Mondays, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., Wednesdays, 1 to 2:30 p.m., and Fridays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So hopefully, sometime during the week, you should be able to get a hold of me. And if not, if you can't make any of my office hours, you can always send me an email and I will try to answer as best as I can any questions over email. And then also starting in week 2, if you're not familiar with this, there is the Math Help Center, which is free drop-in tutoring starting week 2. And there's a link for it here. Then the last piece of this module is, this is just for your information. You don't really have to do anything with this, but I decided to put the entire course schedule out. Just wrote it all out so you have it all in one place. If you, I don't know, you're curious, you're trying to plan for weeks ahead to kind of know, all right, what's going on, how many chapters are going to be covered, and things like that. So that is a week by week schedule of the course. Let's go back to the modules. So I kind of just walked us through the Start Here module. And as you can see, it like checked off that I actually visited all of these. And so Canvas has this kind of nice feature where it'll tell you whether you've completed what you need to complete. So for this to complete this week 1 module, you should view the week 1 overview, contribute to this introduction discussion board, submit your practice problems, submit your reflection, submit your homework. Once you've done all that, it'll say, yeah, week 1 is complete. So I'm going to walk through, I'm not going to walk through every single one of these modules, but I'm going to walk through week 1 just to, again, help you orient yourselves. So in the overview, all right, I just want to, get you oriented to the structure. So Wednesday, all right, you've got reading and practice problems from chapter 1 due on Wednesday of this week. And so I say, all right, please see the week 1 reading and practice problem section of this week 1 module, which if you either go back to the modules or you click through on the next buttons below, you'll get there. In addition to reading and practice problems this week, you also have a discussion post due on Wednesday. And there's a introduce yourself discussion section on this module. In terms of planning, I think successfully reading the chapter, looking at the optional videos, and completing the practice problems should take about 2 to 3 hours. So budget in your time 2 to 3 hours before Wednesday of week 1 to complete this assignment. And then, okay, I think the discussion post should maybe take you 15 minutes. So plan, 2 to 3 hours plus 15 minutes. before Wednesday. And then, okay, Wednesday at midnight, your practice problems are due. And then a minute later, the solutions are released, and I'll show you where they are released. And then you're tasked with writing a reflection. That reflection is due on Friday. And that reflection, if you totally nailed it on the practice problems, then it should be pretty short. But if there was a lot that was troubling you on the practice problems, this could take a couple of hours to do a good job on the reflection. So make sure you budget for that. And then on Sundays, your homework assignments are due. And so depending on how well you understand the material and how many problems there are, you should expect to spend anywhere from 1 to 3 hours in the, doing the homework. Okay, so let's click through next. And this is the discussion post part of your week 1. So this is due Wednesday of week 1. I believe to post, this isn't what I thought it would look like, but I guess you would reply to this post, or maybe there's a way to just introduce yourself. Anyhow, I feel like this is going to look a little different for you, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you just have to hit reply to do it. But in any case, sorry, I just want you to answer, a few questions introducing yourself to the class. And then optional is if you are interested in forming a study group with other students in the class, then this is a chance to post, a link to a Discord channel or something. In the past, I have tried having discussion groups on Canvas, and basically no students participate in them on Canvas when I try to have here's a study group discussion board. But students do have in the past set up their own Discord channels and talked to each other and set up study groups that way. So if you'd like to do that, this is your chance. And then, you can include a picture if you would like also, just to, make yourself feel a little bit more connected to your classmates. Okay, now this is your first real practice problem assignment. There's a lot of writing here, but as you'll notice as you go through the term, most of this is copied and pasted every week. Okay, please read chapter 1 of your textbook and complete the worksheet of practice problems below. All right, so I just put a link every week to the textbook just so you have it handy. Truly, the only required thing is to read the book and do the problems. It's optional whether you want to look at the playlist of videos from the author, or I myself give a little lecture kind of covering, giving an overview of the material. And so you can look at the videos the author makes, or you can look at my weekly mini lecture and slides. Those are optional. I really think, so go to those if you read the book, try the practice problems, and you're getting stuck. Maybe then check out the videos. That's my suggestion. Okay, your first step is to just read the textbook and maybe optional, look at the videos. And then type or handwrite your answers to the following in a separate document and upload that document as either a PDF because you've scanned it, or a JPEG, maybe because you took a picture on Canvas, and upload it to Canvas. And if you're composing your homework in Word or in Google Docs or something, just save as a PDF or export as a PDF. That way, this is the way, otherwise I end up getting problems with browsers being able to read, and the Canvas native environment being able to read. So, okay, submit your work as a PDF or a JPEG. So it's okay to handwrite and then take a picture. Make sure it's a good picture and I can read it. And then upload that PDF or that picture to Canvas. Make sure your work is neatly written and well organized. Answer all of the questions in order. And you can work with other students on this assignment. But when you are turning in work, the work you turn in has to be your own. So you can't work with the student, come up with a document together, and then each submit that document. You should talk to each other, ask each other questions, but ultimately what you turn in should be your own. And okay, I've been talking a lot about practice problems. Where are they? Well, here's a PDF of the practice problems. And then if you happen to have Word and you like to work in Word, I made a Word document of it as well. But these two are the same thing, just in different file formats. Here's PDF. You would want to probably download this so you don't have to log into Canvas every time you see it. And the week 1 practice problems, there are 6 of them. Okay. Back to here. So, all right, reading and practice problems. Now let's look at the reflection. Ooh, this assignment is locked. All right. Why is that? Here, I'll leave the student view to unlock it. It's locked because the reflections contain solutions to the practice problems. And so the practice problems due 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday night. The reflections are then opened at 12:01 a.m. Thursday morning. The reflections opens. There are solutions to the practice problems. And then I ask you to look over the solutions and compare to your submitted practice problems. And if you missed any problems, anything at all you got wrong, then for every single problem you missed, I want you to reflect on why you missed that problems, and I want you to do that by answering the following questions. So first, say what your answer was and what the actual answer was, so that you and me, when I'm reading these, can compare. All right, well, where did you end up, and where were you supposed to end up? And then this is your chance to look at the solutions, which are usually very detailed, and say, all right, where did your thinking go wrong? Where did you mess up? So that's your job, to identify where you messed up, and then to say, all right, well, how close did you think you got? Was it a small error? Did you just drop a minus sign? Or was it a bigger error, like, oh, there's a concept I really didn't understand? If you're having trouble figuring out where your thinking went wrong, that's a good sign that you should go to office hours or to the math help center. And then, okay, maybe you still have some lingering questions. Here's a chance to ask. But what if you didn't miss any problems? Do you still have to turn something in? Yes, you do still have to turn something in. But it'll probably be less work than going through a bunch of problems that you did miss. So you still should try to get them right the first time. But okay, if you didn't miss any problems, then you should still submit a short reflection where you talk about how much of the content from the week this week was review versus new material. What was most helpful for you in completing the practice problems correctly? And if you still have lingering questions, even though you got everything right, you might still have some questions. Now's the chance to answer. And then finally, for week 1, we have the homework. So the week 1 written homework, this is due on Sunday night of week 1. Oh, maybe I should go back to student view. Sorry, team. Okay. So now, all right, this is same instructions as before. Type or handwrite your answers to the following questions in a separate document. Upload that document as either a PDF or a JPEG. Your work must be neatly written and well organized, so answer all of the questions in order. Now, this is something that is super important. In order to get credit for a problem, you have to show the work you did to arrive at your answer. Now, okay, some problems, there's like no work. It's basically like, oh, visit this website and count this thing. Or maybe it's, like maybe there aren't really any steps. It's just a one-step thing. Okay, in that situation, you can just put an answer. But if there is work, if you're doing any kind of calculating or anything like that, you got to show all the steps you did. This is crucial for figuring out where you went wrong. It's so crucial, in fact, that if there is a problem where I am asking you to do some calculations and all you do is put down a number, you get no credit, even if it's the right number in the end. If there was work you needed to do and you don't show your work, you get no credit. Okay, and again, you can talk to other students and ask questions, but this should truly be the work that you do on your own. This is your chance to show me what you've learned. And the homework for week 1 happens to have 2 parts. The first part, answering all the 4 problems at the end of section 1.3 in your textbook. And the second one is to return to the introduce yourself discussion board and write a reply to one of your fellow students. Okay, and all right, it goes through and, pace yourself week to week. All of the information for the class is going to be in these modules. And I think that's all I want to do for the Canvas walkthrough. Let me go back to sharing my slides. We're almost done with this video. How to succeed in this class. Okay. Ask for help. This is huge. And students often don't do it early enough. But send me an email, visit me in office hours, go to the Math Help Center, which opens in week 2. So ask for help when you need it. Ask early, ask often. This is a big one for an asynchronous class. Come up with a regular weekly schedule for completing the work in this class. Super important that you do this. I've provided some structure by having something due every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Your job is to budget your time so that you can actually complete all of those tasks on time every week. And I've kept the same structure every week so that you don't have to, once you make your plan, you don't have to do too much thinking about it after that. Very important to complete all the assignments on time. I've set them up at a pacing that I think is appropriate, and that's why I have something due every week, and I want you to go through it every week instead of leaving everything to week 10. So it's super important to complete everything on time. And you should expect to spend 6 to 8 hours every week on this class. So to recap, contact me. Here's my email or through Canvas email. Pace yourself to work through each week's Canvas module during each week of the term. Assignments are due every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and everything is on Canvas. I look forward to working with you all this term, and yeah, I guess that's the end.